So from the director of Braveheart, Apocalypto, The Passion of the Christ, and Hacksaw Ridge, we've got a movie I'm going to try to be as positive as I can in this review, Flight Risk. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Movie Dive. Today we're going to be diving into the new Mark Wahlberg and directed by Mel Gibson film that is Flight Risk. Before we do, please do not forget to subscribe to the Movie Dive. I'm trying to get this little channel to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If we do, I'll be giving away a free $150 gift card to a movie theater of your choice, and if you comment down below, you have a higher chance of winning. Now it's a Flight Risk. So I reviewed Wolfman not too long ago, and I said this right here. But one thing I'll say is I really hope that Wolfman is the worst movie I see this year. Of course, there's a chance that it won't be. So what do you know? It only took about a week for me to see a movie that is worse than Wolfman was, and that is Flight Risk. So when the trailers came out for this movie, we all knew that this movie did not look good. I didn't talk to one person who saw that and was like, that looks like a good movie. But I did think to myself, since it is directed by Mel Gibson, maybe there's going to be some redeeming qualities in this movie because he actually knows how to direct films. And maybe he was going for something, you know, cheesy, like an 80s style movie, and they're going to actually have some fun with it. They have a premise of these people stuck in an airplane flying over the middle of nowhere in Alaska, and Mark Wahlberg, who has to kill Topher Grace's character because he's a witness, and them being stuck in an airplane, you're thinking, man, maybe there's some thrilling tension in this movie. Well, you're certainly wrong about that. The first shot of the film is, I think, an AI motel. I'm not sure if it's made in CGI or if it was made in AI. It looked more on the AI side. I don't understand how you couldn't just maybe get someone to go to a snowy motel and film the exterior of it, but whatever. I guess we'll cut that corner. And by the way, these aren't really spoilers here. We got Topher Grace inside of that motel because he's trying to hide from everyone in the middle of Alaska. He looks out his window and sees a moose staring at him through the window. This isn't a dream, it's real. And when I say he sees a moose, he sees the most CGI moose you've ever seen in your life. Kind of looks like a moose from Final Fantasy or something. And so when we finally get to the part where they're in the plane flying off, and you know, of course, from the trailers that Mark Wahlberg is actually a killer, but he's pretending to be a pilot in this movie. He is given an absolutely awful, weird country accent and saying stuff that doesn't seem like he's human. It's like the movies M. Night has been making as of late, where these people talk and they don't speak with actual human dialogue, so it takes out of the film, except worse, somehow worse. So Michelle Dockery, who is the U.S. Marshal agent, starts to get suspicious of Mark Wahlberg. I don't want to be mean, but she seems like she's acting in a movie that is straight for DVD here. Finally, Mark Wahlberg reveals that he is actually a killer. He reverts back to his normal Mark Wahlberg voice. Hey guys, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to murder you. I'm going to rip your eyes out. And I'm going to start saying stuff about sexually assaulting you, because that's what murderers do.
What? No.
Mark Wahlberg is not in this movie as much as you think he is. He's actually in the back of the film, just being handcuffed, just moving around. So very easy paycheck for him. I do commend him on that. Topher Grace is doing a Deadpool impression in this movie where he's doing these little quips and trying to say things that are not funny, and I'm just getting secondhand embarrassment while watching this film. There's just little things. Since I have played Flight Simulator before, I'm actually a certified pilot in that game. I know so much about aviation. Jokes aside, there's pretty obvious things in this movie that they don't take seriously when it comes to flying. And when Mark Wahlberg is in the back of the plane just handcuffed, waking up every few minutes after being knocked out, he'll say random evil things towards them like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to murder you. Then in some stupid form, will try to escape from his handcuffs. There'll be like a 5-second action scene. Then he'll be knocked out once again. He'll be, hit with a fire extinguisher and pass out for 20 minutes somehow, wake up and I'm going to murder you. This is it. I'm going to knock this plane down. I'm sorry for these Mark Wahlberg impersonations, whatever. There's a part halfway through this movie where Michelle Dockery's character, the U.S. Marshal, of course doesn't have cell service, but then finds out she has a satellite phone on her that she just completely forgot she had, and then she suddenly is able to call the outside world. And it doesn't show who she's talking to on the outside world, but there's different characters she speaks to, and she starts trying to figure out who is the mole that let them know they're going to be transferring Topher Grace's character on this plane. And the actors on the other side sounded like they record this from their house while they were paying attention to something else. And she speaks to an air traffic controller who is telling her how to fly and possibly land the plane. And again, with the secondhand embarrassment, he's just on the other side in this very serious situation, throwing in random flirtatious comments to her like, oh, I want to take you out to dinner later. Oh, I can't wait till you land and I can meet you in person. It's just awkward. I was in the theater wanting to hide from the writing in this movie. Of course, there's the final action scene, which is just annoying. It's annoying. This movie's annoying. This movie's not good. This movie's awful. I think Mel Gibson maybe just wanted to get a paycheck for it. Mark Wahlberg, very good job of getting his paycheck for this movie. Topher Grace, I'm glad you got one of the leads in a big movie like this. Good for you. And then finally, Michelle Dockery. I saw way too much of her acting skills in this movie. She's probably a way better actress in this movie, gives her credit. But it is what it is. Another January movie that comes out. So I go ahead and give Flight Risk a 20 out of 100. Have you guys seen this movie? Maybe you found some enjoyment out of it. I certainly did not. But if you did, comment down below. Let me know. And we will see you next time on The Movie Dive.